all heard of the hypercar manufacturer Bugatti. Nothing is sold for less than 2 commas. It created one of the few cars to ever legally breach the 300-mile-per-hour barrier, albeit with a significantly modified near-production Chiron, as well as one of the most costly new automobiles of all time, the La Voiture Noire. With the brand on the eve of a new era following its merger with Croatian EV producer Rimac this summer, what better time to test your Bugatti knowledge? So let's take a look. Top 10 things you didn't know about Bugatti. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. The Bugatti factory has narrowly avoided burning down twice. Bugatti, founded in Molsheim, France by Ettore Bugatti, has been pushing the frontiers of physics and engine capability in quest of speed since 1909. Due to a testing incident, one of its early engines sparked a large fire in 1939. According to reports, the neighboring region was also in danger of being consumed. When the first Veyron engine was tested in 2001, the 1,200 horsepower mill created enough heat to threaten the production building. Number 9. The 500-unit Chiron production run sold out in just 5 years. By definition, a hypercar is a one-of-a-kind vehicle. This is particularly true with Bugattis. Since being bought by Volkswagen AG in 1998, the brand has only created 2 series production cars, the Veyron and Chiron, both of which were made in extremely restricted quantities. During its 10-year manufacturing run, just 450 Veyrons were constructed. Surprisingly, the Chiron sold out of its entire manufacturing run in half the time it took the predecessor to sell out. Number 8. There are 2,150,100 miles of carbon fiber inside one Chiron. Bugatti estimates that if all of the carbon fiber parts of a single Chiron were deconstructed into individual strands and joined end to end, the total distance traveled would be 2,150,100 miles. That is almost 9 times the distance between the Earth and the Moon, 238,900 miles, or enough to loop around the Earth 86 times. Number 7. The Chiron uses 3D printed brakes. How can you stop a 1,500 horsepower, 4,500-pound Chiron traveling at 260 kilometers per hour? Fantastic brakes. These 8-piston titanium monoblock brake calipers are the first to be manufactured using a 3D printer. They are not only 40% lighter than typical aluminum brakes, but they are also the biggest and most powerful brake caliper ever installed on a production vehicle. Number 6. Bugatti built trains during the 1930s, including one that was the world's fastest. In 2022, the Bugatti brand will be mostly associated with hypercars, although it has also adorned other things such as airplane engines and more recently pool tables. During the 1930s, the business also worked on trains, or as it preferred to call them, auto rails. These cars were never widely utilized, yet they were nonetheless spectacular, breaking many speed records between 1933 and 1936. Number 5. The Veyron requires 10 radiators to keep its quad-turbocharged W16 engine functioning. The engine is cooled by 3 radiators, while the air-to-liquid intercoolers are cooled by another trio, a separate device for air conditioning, another that controls the engine oil, and still another that cool the transmission oil. The differential oil is supplied via a final radiator. Each radiator takes 15 hours to build, thus the entire project will take over 4 weeks to finish. Number 4. The Chiron could have gone faster if it was tested at a higher elevation. The 304 miles per hour top speed of the customized Chiron isn't the car's limit. When test pilot Andy Wallace had to ease off the throttle to safely enter an oncoming curve, it was still gathering speed. Because of its proximity to sea level, the run was done at Volkswagen Group's Aerolysien test track in Germany. If the Chiron had run in Nevada, where Koenigsegg established a 278 mile per hour record in its Agera RS, the reduced air pressure and density, owing to the greater elevation, would have made the Chiron 15 miles per hour faster according to Bugatti officials. Number 3. The surface area of the Chiron's catalytic converters totals about 25 New York City blocks. All automobiles must have catalytic converters to catch harmful pollutants in the exhaust system. Your daily driver most certainly has one. Therefore, the Chiron has 6. If we total up the surface area of the honeycomb catalyst material in the half dozen units, you'd have around 2,478,562 square feet, or nearly 25 New York City blocks, based on the typical estimate of 100,000 square feet per block. Number 2. Michelin had to make special tires for the Chiron's 304 mph speed run. The tire that the automobile is running is the most restricting and dangerous aspect of a top speed trial. Michelin used its Sport Cup 2 shoes and added stronger metallic threads to the rubber for the Chiron's 304 mph race. Long before the shoes were mounted to the Chiron, they were put through rigorous testing at speeds of up to 317 mph, and each tire was x-rayed afterwards to look for flaws. Number 1. The Veyron was a giant pipe dream that nearly didn't come to fruition. When Volkswagen's Ferdinand Piëch, the grandson of renowned Ferdinand Porsche, purchased Bugatti in the late 1990s, he already had plans for a 1,000 horsepower supercar. His engineers had earlier informed him that this was not feasible. With the introduction of the Bugatti platform, his vision was achieved some years later, with the formal debut of the Veyron in 2005. So guys, that was it for this video. What did you think about our video? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you are new to our channel, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell to get notified about our latest videos. Thanks for watching.